Hey fellow artists, I am here in front of the workshop. Late start today in as far as workshop tasks are concerned, but we're here now and we're gonna get started. Yeah, now, since Lawrence and I took a little walk earlier and I got bitten by a few mosquitoes, I am going to light up the fireplace, the little fire pit that I've made in front of the workshop, and I'm gonna get some oak sticks smoking up so that we can get smoke wafting into the garage so that we keep the mosquitoes out of our workspace. We got a lot of things to do, so stick with me here while we set up this little campfire. How are you all doing? Big fallen oak branch. Not sure that you guys can see. This was laying in the driveway, so I'm gonna take it apart a bit and put it in our fire pit, and we can get these sticks smoking up in no time. So here we go. They're a little bit wet, which is great for smoking. Guess that branch is too attached to the mama branch. All right, there we go. And I hear the mosquitoes buzzing around my head, so I know that this is going to be absolutely necessary. And it's kind of drizzling out here, but I don't think it'll full-blown rain, so we're fine. Get this to come out. I think we have enough twigs to get our smoke going. Feeling some droplets coming. Oh, I hope it doesn't rain. I don't need the rain right now, no. All right. Let me keep my kindling in the garage in case it does full-blown rain. Okay, excuse me, Frank. Frank and Joser are around, of course. They are around but steering clear of each other. At least Joser is. Frank tends to like to invade Joser's spaces, but Joser avoids confrontation whenever possible. All right, that ought to be enough to get it started. Positive Pokes. Positive Pokes ask, what is this? I'm ready for a nap. Well, positive folks, you can relax with us. We're gonna smoke up some oak sticks because we don't want mosquitoes in the workshop. So there you have it. So there it is. And so hopefully hopefully that smoke will maybe the wind will push it into the workshop and keep the mosquitoes out. We don't want any bugs in the workshop. Last night we had a mischievous grasshopper, and yeah, we want to keep those critters out. There it goes. There it goes. All right. Hey, it's King Dolphin TV in the house, folks. Welcome, Raymond. Welcome. Folks, if you like fun live streams, funny, fun, low-key, just want to relax, not talk about anything serious, just, you know, chill out with some friends, you need to go to King Dolphin TV's channel, subscribe, and participate in the streams over there. So glad you're here, Raymond. We're just prepping the shop, getting some oak smoke going to keep the bugs out, and then we got some work to do on Wendy's cigar box guitar. I did acquire another box for her. We need to do some box prep today so that we can do some laser engraving. We have Sir Colin of Glastonbury in the chat. Welcome, Colin. Colin, I finally got a derailer in my chat yesterday. Gavin was in the stream yesterday and he was causing some mischief with a grasshopper. So he did try to warn me, but you know, I half think that Gavin had control over that grasshopper. He sent him my way somehow. King Dolphin TV says, thanks for the shout out. Sandra says hi. She is listening. Hey, Sandra. Welcome, welcome. All right. Yeah, those oak sticks are going to start smoking up really nice, really soon. And Frank is there watching. Let's see. You guys see Frank? He's enjoying the fireplace. These kitties are causing me a bit of a headache. You guys know that I'm yesterday I made some homemade cat food, wet food for them for the very first time. And I was excited for them to try it out. And at least last night, the outdoor kitties, Betty and the kitties, Frank, they ate it okay. You could tell it wasn't their favorite thing, but they ate it okay. Brufina indoors ate it because she was hungry. You could tell she wasn't excited about it. Joser did not touch the stuff at all. He finally got to it when he was really, really hungry and just tasted a bit of it. Lando doesn't like it either. I left the food refrigerating overnight because you have to. No preservatives in my homemade cat food. And this morning, none of them except Betty and the kitties, her litter, would have it. Frank didn't want anything to do with it. Joser, Brufina, Lando, they just left it in the plate. And so what I'm gonna try tonight after the live is when I'm gonna mix in a can of tuna to the wet food that I made yesterday to make it stinkier, because supposedly cats really like stinky wet food and they'll go for anything stinky. And so I'm gonna mix it up with some commercial tuna and see if I can get them to eat my homemade cat food. You should have made spoo for Lando, says Archer Colin. I should have. Yeah, I mean, we all know that that's Lando's favorite food, but I don't have any spoo materials on hand, Colin. You gotta connect me with a supplier. I don't know many Minbari out here, you know. Not Minbari, Centauri. Let's make sure that our little sticks get the brunt of that heat so that we get some smoke going into the workshop. Let's shift things around there just a little bit. Frank is there. Frank is here hanging out next to the... See, that's Frank. He's there hanging out next to the fireplace. That's hardly a fireplace. The little campfire. He's there. All right, let's shift this around. Just needed to get that, Frank. No worries. Ooh, okay. We're getting smoke now. We're getting smoke now. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. 2 Cents Productions. Welcome to my stream, 2 Cents Production. 2 Cents Production says 5 indoor cats. Yeah, too many outdoor cats here. And they are finicky about wet food. What did you make it out of? Well, I did some research, 2 Cents Production, and after watching a few videos, getting nervous, getting scared, I finally went with something that online holistic vet suggested. And I just kept it simple. No vegetables whatsoever in the wet food. And I just Instapotted dark meat chicken thighs. And what I did was I cooked it at high pressure for an hour. And got a little blender, got some liquid in, and pulled out the bones. And just blended up the meat with the liquid and put them in glass jars. Now, last night, they sort of took to it. Today, most of them won't have anything to do with it. So what I plan to do today, I bought some cans of tuna. And I'm gonna mix the stinky tuna into my chicken stuff. And hopefully they'll eat it. Now, 2 Cents Production, I did order some supplements to put into the food. They're made with naturally derived vitamins and minerals, so that they're bioavailable to my cats and that they won't cause any allergies, because sometimes chemically, supplements made in a lab, not derived from natural stuff, it's not bioavailable to cats and acts as allergens in their bodies. So yeah, bioavailable nutrients. And I also purchased some probiotics to I don't have them now. They're supposed to arrive at my door tomorrow, and then I'll be able to mix it up in their food. But you know, 1 or 2 days of just regular cooked chicken is not gonna hurt them. But that's if I can get them to really eat it. So, Colin says, sorry, for some reason my internet didn't show the stream until I refreshed. Did I miss anything? I don't know, Colin. We were just talking about homemade cat food. 2 Cent Production says they snubbed chicken. LOL. They did snub chicken. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Hey, we have Raymond here from King Dolphin TV. Words. Yeah, that's what you missed, Colin. Words. Colin says, artificial at Psyche Opera. Yeah, artificially derived nutrients, Colin. I did some research and I had to make sure that the vitamins and minerals were derived from natural sources. For example, there's some nutrients that are extracted from livers of different animals and from oysters and from kelp, and that's the type of nutrients that won't cause allergies. And so yeah, I got naturally derived supplement for the food and probiotics. One thing that I do also need to get is either I need to grow some cat grass or get some cat grass. I have to go to Lake City to the closest, you know, municipality that has a PetSmart where I can get some cat grass, because my indoor cats, Brufina and Lando, they don't have any grasses to munch on, so I have to get them cat grass. So that's also an important part of their digestive system, is having some fiber, and they get that from the grass they chew on occasionally. Captain Palico is here, folks. Captain Palico, welcome, folks. Captain Palico's my brother, Thomas. Welcome him to the live stream, folks. Oh, by the way, folks, tomorrow, Captain Palico is going to be, is it tomorrow that you'll be posting your new video? He has a recipe up on his channel, which features, you know, a pasta sauce made with homegrown oregano. But tomorrow he's making a roasted bone marrow. How fancy is that? He says, if you need beef bone marrow for their food, I have plenty here at home. Yes. So Captain Palico went to our local butcher, very good butcher, raises animals the traditional way, what they call the humane way now. It's the traditional way. Oh no, there's another snowshoe. That other snowshoe. Lando's brother showed up. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, folks. But folks, if you're interested in seeing a fancy barbecue tomorrow, well, I'll be live streaming with my brother Captain Palico over at my parents' homestead. We'll be grilling up some cool things, and on his channel he's gonna have the bone marrow recipe up very soon, so go subscribe to his channel. All right. Oh, he says he'll be filming the bone marrow bit tomorrow. Okay. All right, so you guys are gonna be seeing some of that during tomorrow's stream. Archer Collins says, hola. What are you doing tonight, Liza? Well, tonight we're going to be preparing Wendy's box for laser engraving. That's what we're gonna do, and maybe we'll get the engraving started. 2 Cents Production says, I only found your channel recently. Love what I have seen thus far. Thank you so much, 2 Cent Productions. 2 questions. 1, what is your musical background? And 2, how did you get started with CBGs? I'd be happy to answer that question, 2 Cent Productions. Music is something that's always been near and dear, close to my heart, has always been my calling, but not in the same way it is now. Wendy! Welcome, Wendy! Wendy, we're gonna be working on your box today. In fact, while I answer 2 Cent Productions questions, we'll be setting up with your box here. So 2 Cent Productions. You know, okay. Your new box, Wendy, and it smells like fragrant cured tobacco. All right. All right. So, 2 Cent Productions. I always loved music as a kid, and I taught myself to play piano as a kid. In high school, I took some formal lessons, was always involved in the school choir, took my first guitar lessons my junior year in high school. Found that the instrument wasn't for me. To me, cigar box guitar is not a guitar. It's another instrument in itself. It works differently, so it works for me. And I found that I was really, really good at writing music. So college, graduate school, doctoral program, I am a composer. That is what my degrees are about, music composition. So heavy on the music theory curriculum. In grad school, I fell in love with experimental music, especially electro-acoustic experimental music, and I always had this inclination to want to make my own instruments. Because if you make music with your own tools, you're not going to sound like anybody else. And so getting into building cigar box guitars, it was very natural for me. It was like, except I'm no longer building, you know, software instruments or software tools to make music. Now I'm building actual physical acoustic instruments that are noisy, rattly, that have their own unique character that cannot be copied. Now I'm building those type of musical instruments to make my music. After things changed, after the world changed, my husband and I, you know, we lived in Miami, and Miami is very expensive, and we lost a lot of work during that time. World of Swap Shop is here. Welcome, swappers. My husband's in the chat. The Wayfarer Project is in the chat. He says, the experimental music crowd was mostly a rough crowd. They don't like each other too much. That's very true. And so, yeah, Miami, the conditions in Miami were difficult. Professionally and as a person, it was just very expensive to live there. So we decided that we want to try our hand at homesteading, and we're more than just trying our hand. We're trying to really, really make it work out in the what people call the boonies of North Florida. So we have a little homestead out in the middle of nowhere, and for me, I mean, I heard of cigar box guitars back in 2018, but I never got around to actually building one until I got out here. When I landed on this homestead, just surrounded by nature, just feeling the vibe of the place and the history of the place, I had to start building cigar box guitars. And so I know that's a long-winded answer to 2 cents, but that's 2 Cent Productions, but that's how I got into building cigar box guitars, you know? And so, and I don't plan to stop anytime soon. During the process, I learned a lot about the history of this country, learned a lot about the history of this almost forgotten folk instrument, and I'm learning a lot about the genre of music that this instrument built. This is a root instrument. I'm learning a lot about the blues. learning to perform root blues and other genres that came out of root blues. 2 Cent Production says, I appreciate the answer, and call me 2 Cent is just fine. All right, 2 Cent, that'll make things easier. Thanks so much. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you found me. Archer Colin is asking the Wayfarer Project, egos and clashing views. The thing is, Colin, one of the things, 2 Cent says, I started building 8 years ago, got away from it for a while, but back now. We're glad to have you back, 2 Cent, and I'm still terrible playing them. You know, 2 Cent, you just gotta go where creativity takes you. There are a lot of creators out there that says, if you build them, you gotta play them. It's like, well, some people just like the process of building, and other people just like the process of playing, and some people like both. So don't feel bad about not being an expert player. When creativity strikes you, you will find that yourself practicing. You know, you don't want to. You know, don't force it. Your best work will come out of where creativity wants to take you. You know. And those of you out there who are like, well, I want to try my hand at building one, but I'm not sure that I want to get into playing it. Build one and then gift it to a musician or sell it to a musician that may want one, but doesn't want to go through the trouble of building it themselves. So build it. If you want to build it, whether you're a musician or not, have an interest in playing or not, build it. Build it. Colin says, specifically regarding Lawrence's oh yes, yeah, well, generally speaking, Colin, most art communities that we've been involved in are made up of very toxic people with very high egos. People just not making friends or real connections, but just temporary alliances and then backstabbing. And that wasn't, we never got far in any of those crowds because that wasn't our personality. So I find, though, one of the reasons I love cigar box guitars is because of the community attached to cigar box guitars. The cigar box guitar community is the most, supportive art community on the internet, period. There isn't another community like the cigar box guitar community. So I was thrown back by just how people welcomed me into the community with open arms. I love the cigar box guitar community. Supportive, creative people that are looking for real connection. That's what I like. And 2 Cent says, if you build one, be careful, or you will have a basement or garage full of boxes and supplies. Yep. You've been warned, folks. You've been warned. And it's true. Just look at my workbench behind me. Joser's here. He wants some attention. Jojo, where are you? Mimi, meow. You want to say hi, Jojo? Does Jojo want to say hi? Meow. No? You get in here. Joser wants attentions. He wants attentions right now. Ow! Oh! He actually nipped at my ankle. He really wants my attention. I just gave him a snack, folks. What is it, Jojo? What is it? You. Guys, I'm gonna have to point the camera down so I can give him the attention he wants. Come on. What's going on, Jojo? You feeling okay? You feeling okay, my boo? Hmm? Okay, Pooch? You okay, Poochie Poo? Frank is not in here. He's not in here. He's not bothering you. Alright. He needs his attention, folks. He needs his attention. Okay, Pooh. Okay, I need to get to work too, Poochie Poo. Yes, Poochie Poo. He is, oh man, he's not giving up, folks. He wants that attention right now. Let me put this over here, Jojo. Why don't you come sit here? Why don't you come sit here, Jojo? Yeah. Okay? Me and you? Alright. Okay. Alright, Jojo. Okay. Yeah, I thought a putty tat. Yep. 2 Cent Productions says my Japanese file saw and spoke shave are my 2 favorite tools. Also, have you ever heard of a hurdy-gurdy? Yes! And our friend World of Swap Shop loves hurdy-gurdy too. Inside joke for people who attend the Earworms live stream. Yes, what a complicated instrument, the hurdy-gurdy. I've toyed with the idea of building one and buying one of those kits, but whoa, the complexity. I'm not sure I'm ready for hurdy-gurdy adventures yet, but I am ready. Oh, thank you, Lawrence. The Wayfarer Project says, don't forget the thumbs up. Even though the count is off, it still counts. It does. It does. I think I told you guys the story, but yeah. Anyway. Just ask Darth Hurdy-Gurdy. Yes. 2 Cents says, the hurdy-gurdy is an insane looking instrument. Oh yeah. Agree. All right. All right. You've got an active chat tonight, folks. I am honored. I am so honored to have an active chat. Now, let's get to some grinding. Guava kombucha, folks. Guava kombucha. And there are no killer rabbits or grasshoppers tonight, so we're good. All right, let me get this guy plugged in. Pluggity plug. I got my random orbital sander ready. And we're just gonna scrape off the top and reveal the first layer of MDF. And then we're gonna set this guy up under the laser engraver today. So, big moves. Of course, we're going to engrave Wendy's cigar box with new settings, so we don't have to do this again, folks. All right. Getting things plugged in. Getting things plugged in. Here we go, here we go. There we go. Okay. Wendy says, I'm watching while I eat and clean the kitchen. Well, I'm happy to be your companion while getting things done at home, Wendy. Here we go. Gonna make some noise. All right. All right. Try to preserve this first beautiful layer of MDF as much as possible. We're not going to sand down to those green layers. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is smelling so good. I swear, guys, when you sand or punch holes into a Drew Estate box, you could just smell the cured tobacco in the air. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous smell. And so here we go. Keeping that beautiful top layer of MDF intact. Oh, that tobacco scent is gorgeous. Dun, dun, dun. There we go, folks. There we go. Let me bring you guys closer. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And unfortunately, folks, I think it's only Drew Estate boxes that give off that beautiful aroma, because I think they're the only company that infuses their boxes with cured tobacco scent. They just stuff their boxes with cured tobacco and it infuses them with the scent. Only a feature of Drew Estate boxes, of the tobacs, of the acids. Haven't found any tobacco and leather roses. I guess those are the exception. All right. Let's see, should I take... I can't tell if this is the top layer or this is the top layer, but let me work with this a little bit. But I won't dig too much into it, Wendy, if this is the bottom or layer. I don't want to reveal the green stuff in the bottom. So I do recognize, yeah, this is the very top layer. This is, well, kind of these two are the top layers, but the white layer beneath doesn't have any of that grain character. So I'm going to stop here, Wendy. This is where I'm going to stop. We're not taking any risks with this beautiful box. All right, folks, I'm going to move you guys over to my laser engraving station. Da, da, da. Moving over. And we're gonna set this up for laser engraving. We are. Let's take a, let's see if we can, I have more lighting over here. We could appreciate the texture on this box better. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna be beautiful, this one. Wendy says, my son's 3 favorite things are guitars, aviation, and cigars. We'll clean out these. We'll do more box cleanup later. Right now, I just want to focus on getting this engraving right. All right. So here is the engraving station. Doobie doobie doo. Doobie doobie doo. Okay. We've since messed with the laser engraver. So we got to adjust the height of the engraver for this box again. So we're gonna sneak it in. Sneak it in. Whoop, that, yep. Okay. I do have some electrical tape to mark where I should, I should have done that. I should do that with every project. It's like, oh, not done with this box, got to mark the location so I don't have to do box alignment. I probably have to do some refinement box alignment, but not hardcore box alignment with that marker there. All right, I got to lift this guy up. So, lifting. And I need the spacer to properly focus the laser. Spacer. Uh-oh. Bugs are getting back in. I may have to light the fires again. And I'm gonna turn on the swamp cooler just a bit, guys. So you'll hear some noise, my apologies. All right, let me get it. Okay, this is the spacer that came with the kit. Colin says, are you going to work on the box besides the top? If so, could you separate the box and work on that while the engraver is going? Well, since I already have the box height set up, Colin, I'm just gonna let, and besides, when this thing is running, you want to keep an eye on it. You know, this guy has never stalled and kept burning before, but it has happened with my IWE color, so for safety reasons, while you're engraving, you really don't want to be doing something else that's too complicated. You know, we're going to be working on this Gilded box here, but that's not going to be too, it's not going to take too much brain power, so I could keep an eye on the engraver while it's working. All right, we're going to use a spacer. I always like leaving a tad bit more space than what's required. That's okay, Psychic Opera. White noise is very relaxing. Might have to find a sander noise for my sleep sounds. Power Tool ASMR, Colin. You just gave me an idea. Hey, those ASMR channels on YouTube, my friends, they're really banking in. I want to bank in on YouTube too. Oh, we got our nice can. Well, I shouldn't light this while this is here. I'll just have it there for pretty, I guess. All right, let's get this focused. I'm gonna lift it a little more than what the spacer says, than what the spacer requires. Alrighty, and then I'm gonna align my box to the marks that I made here. Now, one thing about this box, there's something inside of the box that's keeping it from closing all the way. I'm gonna take a look at that because we don't want this side to be higher than this side while the engraving is happening. So let's take care of that. Let's take care of that. Let's take care of that. All right. What is causing this? Probably this. Oh no, here. The inserts are causing it to not close properly. I'm gonna remove those right now. We are gonna, I removed these anyways. I just wasn't planning on doing it now. Just get these up. This box smells so good, guys. Cured tobacco, it has like this musky vanilla scent. I love it, and that's why I use it in my, I used all of this splurge in my homemade perfumes. It is the best fixative ever. And so, all right. It's still not closing all the way like it should. Okay. Okay. I don't like using adhesive to keep a box shut, because that in the past has caused problems. All right, what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna lift the laser engraver a little bit higher to compensate for the uneven height. Spin the box this way. This is the high side. Oh yeah, we were gonna run into problems. Let me get the spacer again. So we're going to tailor the height to the part of the box that's slightly open. It's not too much of a height difference, and I really don't want to use adhesive to keep the box closed, because then, you know, it's hard to remove that adhesive later, and then I have to sand a part of the box that I didn't want to sand. And so no, let's just keep it simple. Okay, we're good. We're okay. All right. Let's make sure the box is oriented the right way. Yes. Okay, let's put it back. Archer Collins says, I suppose you're going to engrave the whole top, so can't use a clamp. No. Could you put something under one side of the box to keep the top level? Well, let's see. I think I'm just going to keep it simple, Colin. Keep it simple. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I think we are aligned. Let's get our engraver set up. Let's wake it up. There we go. And these inserts, folks, I keep for other things, like little breadboards. I do not throw these away. And so, logging in here. Okay, we are logged in. Next, let's find Wendy's laser Gerbil file. Let's see. And there it is. There's Wendy's laser Gerbil file. Now what we're going to change in laser Gerbil are the engraver settings so that we get the quality lines that we want. At 800 millimeters per minute, the lines were still very light. So we're going to decrease the engraving speed. We're gonna try We got too smoky at 750. Let's try 765. I think that's a good middle ground. Put something under the hinge side. I think we're okay, Colin. I think we're okay. If I see that there's an issue as the module starts moving across the box, then we'll have to troubleshoot further, but I think we're okay. All right, let's open up Liza Seigido. Here we go. Free software. Amazing things that you could do with free software, huh? All right, we're gonna go to Gilded. We're gonna open file. We're gonna open Wendy's, the file that we made for laser engraving. Now here's where we have to take our time. We have to play around with the brightness, contrast, and white clip settings to make sure that we see as much detail on the engraving as possible. So we're gonna play around with that. After I have a little bit of kombucha here. The Wayfair Project says, Archer Colin, Laser Gerbil sounds like a Marvel character. It does, doesn't it, Colin? Well, in this workshop, it is a superhero because the other laser engraving software is expensivo. Yeah, so I don't want to pay more subscriptions. Freeware. Things are getting too expensive, so you gotta, it's so nice that you have a good piece of software. Ooh, Wendy, we landed upon perfect brightness, contrast, and white clip settings. I think we've arrived. 86, all right. I think we have arrived. We have arrived. There we go. We're gonna go with this. Okay. Original preview. I wonder if I can get lines. Darker lines. Next, okay, here's where we have to play with our engraver settings. Originally, Wendy, we engraved it at 800 millimeters a minute. That was too fast for this particular image. Let's go with, I think we said 765. Let's go with 765. That's 765 millimeters per minute, slowing down the engraving speed, which will give us darker lines. 2 Cent Productions says, haha, Mighty Mouse. You just dated yourself a little. Who dated themselves a little? Who's talking about Mighty Mouse? I remember Mighty Mouse. All right. Or maybe a Mighty Mouse reboot in the 90s. Maybe that's what I remember. Auto size. Create. Yes. There it is. All right. All right. We got it. We got it. We got it. Now, we're going to turn on the laser engraver. It's already plugged into the computer via USB. And we're going to check box alignment. So we're going to navigate to the center of the image. Let's see. Let's see if it's set up for that. Okay, that may well indeed be the center of the image, but we got to double check everything. Top of the box. Let's navigate to the top left. And there it goes. Let me zoom in so you guys can see what's going on better. Alright, and let's activate the laser to see where it falls. Got a little chilly, so I turned off swamp cooler, but I am gonna need some smoke coming in here soon. Okay, let me get my goggles. All right. I shouldn't be looking at the laser without goggles. So here. Lauren says, Gerbiculus maximus. Is Flav in here somewhere? All right. Okay. Let's activate the laser and see where that falls. That could be correct, but let's check all the corners. Okay, navigating to the other corner. Let me pull you guys out just a little so you guys can see more. And let's see where the laser falls. No. We gotta scooch it. There's too much space on this side. We gotta scooch it over this way. So, all right. Let's see where the laser falls now, so we can compare. Let's give it. Let's see. Let's check the other side again. Let's see. Okay, we moved it too far now. I guess right there. I guess right there was the sweet spot. Let's check it again. Box alignment. It's always a chore. But once we get this out of the way, it's all up to the machine after that. Oh, are we creating a laser gerbil fan fiction here in real time in the live. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna scooch it over again. Let's check it, check it. Laser Gerbil fan fiction. Colin says, once a mascot of the famous British 7th Armored Division, he got caught in a nuclear blast which gave him heightened intelligence and laser vision. Now he fights crime as Laser Gerbil. I love it, Colin. 2 Cent Productions says, oh my God, someone call Marvel or DC Comics. You are quite talented, Colin. Colin says, you need to go up to my message to swappers. Colin says, the Wayfair Project, is the program actually spelt Gerbil? No, it's not. It's GRBL. It's an acronym for some type of protocol, Colin. Some digital communications protocol. Colin says 7th Armored was known as the Desert Rats. Okay, so Laser Gerbil was part of the Desert Rats. Okay, gotcha. Let's see, I missed Swapper's chat. Let me see what Archer Colin is talking about. What did I miss, Colin? What did I miss? Oh. I see that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Swappers has fully developed our characters in the next episode of Praxium of the Pathfinders. I'm excited. I'm excited. Grr. Hey, we got a piece of cured tobacco floating around. All right. Let's continue checking our box alignment here, folks. I do like the stories that you've made up about my friend Laser Gerbil. He is fantastic. Archer Collins says, I suggested a new project, Secret Squirrel, Mighty Mouse, and Laser Gerbil. Yes. I would be excited to see a comic with those characters, my friend. Hey, AI is good for something, isn't it? We could generate such a comic. Yes. Ooh, I think we got it. I think we got it. Okay, I really should be wearing my goggles when looking at this blue laser. Okay, let's look at it. Okay. I think we got it, folks. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it. The Wayfair Project. Laser Gerbil is the most foul, cruel, bad-tempered rodent you'd ever laid your eyes on. We need Alex in here. Or is it a robot? It is a robot. It literally is a robot this time, Lawrence. It is the robot. Oh my gosh. Not a rabbit, but a robot. All right, let's check the bottom side. Just double checking everything. Top side looks okay. It is the most foul, cruel robot you ever laid your eyes on. And the new channel hero was born, says Archer Cullen. Yes. Let's check it. Let's check it fine. Ooh, okay, Wendy, I think we got it perfectly aligned and not too much time. I'm happy. Again, I'm double, triple, quadruple checking everything. I make no assumptions. All right. All right. All right. Now let's check the sides. Make sure. It looks like we're okay, but I like checking the sides of the image as well. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's get the right side. Let's just double check the right side. 2 Cents Production says, just stop building the robot faster and stronger than humans. Has no one watched any sci-fi movies? Oh, 2 Cents, you're talking... This chat is full of sci-fi nerds. Welcome, 2 Cents Production. Yeah, this robot, oh my gosh. Is worse than the Monty Python robot, let me tell you. Okay, we got it. Folks, we got it. We got it. It's time. All right, now, when I set this program to work, it will probably give me an error message. It likes to give me, no worries, folks. We know how to deal with that error message. All right, so let's start the burn program. All right, let's see what it does. Ooh, Wendy, no error message. It's off to a good start. It's off to a good start. That is the most foul, cruel robot you've ever laid your eyes on, right? Right? And through these red goggles, it looks more terrifying. It looks like a Decepticon. Whoa, that was interesting. Woo! There's a lot of smoke coming off of that robot. I'm going to turn on swab cooler just to clear out the smoke. There we go. I'm blowing that smoke away so it doesn't interfere with the engraving. Okay, I'm gonna pause the program. Program pausing. All right, why am I pausing the program? Let me show you. I paused it before it was too late. All right, let me take you guys off of the stand. Oop, oop. There we go. All right, I'm gonna flip the camera so I could show you guys what I'm looking at. But had to pause the program. Yeah, we gotta organize our studio, folks. And this garage is supposed to be our live studio as well. Gotta do that. All right, check this out. We got a bit of an angle on the box, and I can tell now because this side of the engraving is a bit fatter than this side of the engraving, and also we got a bit of a gap in the border as well. So we're gonna adjust this while it's still burning in the border before we continue. That's what we're gonna do. So let's see if we can salvage it without starting the program over. Here we go. Putting you guys back on the stand. Alright. That's why you can't just apart from safety considerations, that's why you don't leave a laser engraver just running on its own. Gotta be checking. It didn't misalign itself. I just didn't perfectly align the box. It seemed like we did, but we got some detail movements to make to align this perfectly. We do not want a crooked engraving. All right, so this is too much to the bottom. So we gotta angle this side downward and push the box slightly over. Whoop. Almost fell through the floor again. A cicada got in here and it's almost as loud as a swamp cooler. All right, we'll be able to check the line now, and if our border straightens out, no worries. No worries. Here we go. Let's start the program up again and see if we were able to fix it. Oh no, no, don't abort the current job. All right, go for it. Okay, that did straighten the line. It did straighten the line. We're okay. We're okay. We're good. Hold the line. Wait a second, Lawrence. Okay. Hold. Okay, Lawrence quoted the wrong song at the wrong time. I gotta turn on swap. Don't be quoting 80s songs and thinking I'm not gonna play something. Hold on. As I look at that, it says 2 cents. I am picturing a screw adjustable jig to square the box or item you are engraving. Yep, that would probably be the proper way to do it. But you know how we roll here, or at least you'll learn how we roll here at 2 cent production. Everything through trial and error and by eye. Or walk it. Is that another 80s song? Hold on, Colin. Let me see. Can we pick out Hold the Line on a 3-string cigar box guitar? I'm sure somebody can, but can I do it? I don't know. Something's not quite right with the tuning. There we go. Now we got eyeball engineering. That's me, 2 Cent Productions. I'm a it's like Dr. McCoy. I'm a musician, damn it, not an engineer. That's me, 2 Cent. Eyeball engineering. That's the way I like it. I wonder, is it, there it is. Trying to get the bass line of Hold the Line, the chorus that is. Does that sound right to you, Lawrence? Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. I don't know. Is there going to be a swamp version of the song? If I play it, for sure there will be. The Wayfair Project says, Sir Colin is a country boy. And Archer Collins says, who frequently wears black. Ooh. Okay, Wendy, we are getting darker, smokier lines, but in a good way, in a good way. do right like some other men do. Get out of here, give me some money too. I play that song better on my Perdomo Habano, which is tuned to DAD. For me, DAD is great for that song. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line, says Johnny Cash. You know, I don't know many Johnny Cash songs. It's something that I definitely do want to add to the repertoire. We know a little bit of Stan Jones. Me and my buddy Pete have done Ghost Riders. We have a good duet going with that song. If I can find it. He's the one who usually plays the accompaniment, and I just with some distortion. I got some of it. I gotta work on that, but I definitely want to be able to play my own version of Ghost Rider. Me and my loop pedal is something that I would like to do. Wendy says, I'm not sure I'll be awake much longer. My heavy eyelids are winning. I'll check back on the replay. Take care. Thank you, Wendy. Well, we could give you a sneak peek now. We should be looking at the laser engraver anyways. Colin, I received your story. The hero we didn't know we needed. Laser Gerbil. Laser Gerbil is a hero. I love him. Peek before she goes off to bed. Wendy says the toughest part of trauma is having to be at work at 6:15 every morning. Wendy, you have a tough job and we want to get you off to bed ASAP. So we're going to flip the camera and we're going to give you a sneak peek before you go off. Before you go off into the night. Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you just sent a pic of our superhero Laser Gerbil, Colin. I look forward to seeing that. Wendy, the lines so far are looking better. They're not too light. They're not too smoky. In fact, I'm gonna turn on Swamp Cooler to make sure it stays that way. Keep all of those smoke particles from interfering with the laser. So here we go. Have it on. There we go. Looking good so far, Wendy. Looking good so far. And we have, I don't know if you guys can tell from here, but we do have nice deep cuts. So when you look at a laser engraved image, you want to make sure it just doesn't look like it's been printed on the surface of the box. You could tell that this laser is digging in. Those lines have height. Those lines have dimensions. That's what we want to see. So it's perfect. We're gonna let this, ooh, I see insects flying about. Let's our fire pit, get some oak smoke going in here. I'm gonna turn up swamp cooler all the way up to make sure that the laser engraver stays, that we completely clear out the smoke from the engraver's workspace. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. In fact, we could scooch the swamp cooler closer. Oh yes. Yep, it's for the bugs, Colin. It's for the bugs. Yeah. At this time of night, especially with how much rain we've been having lately, which I know is a blessing, but it does bring the mosquitoes out at night. Soon we'll have less of a mosquito problem when it starts cooling down, but we still have October, hot days in October and November to deal with. Around towards the end of November we start getting cooler days here and there, like patchy. Then December and January things start to cool down more consistently. Make sure. I don't fear the airstream. It's upward, going up to where the engraver is going. Let me point it up. Point it up. Okay, it is pushing it away. I see it. Okay. All right, let's get that going. We'll be back. We shall be back. So once we get the fire going, we're going to mosey onto this side of the workbench, and we gotta seal in the quote-unquote silver and copper foil on this box for our next cat currency engraving. We're gonna try to hone in on the right settings for that as well. 2 Cent Production says, do you feel as if you are freezing at 60 degrees? I feel like I'm freezing at 70 degrees, 2 Cent Productions. Yeah. For me, 70 degrees Fahrenheit is cold. Oh, we got a nice moon out here right now. Moon is behind the trees there. It's gorgeous. wish I didn't have to have the swamp cooler turned on. I want to hear the natural sounds here. But let's get fire pit going. I'm going to turn you guys around so I could read the chat while I'm getting us set up here. Yeah, I know. I'm a wimp when it comes to the cold. To scent productions. Yeah. There we go. And so I'm gonna bring some. Oh, I need my lighter. Be right back. These brand. That's lovely, swappers. British countryside. One day I'm gonna go and see it. Lowered swamp cooler just a bit. He's killing the mood. Let's see if that'll give us some smoke for a little while. Some oak smoke, which smells delightful, by the way. Nice barbecue scent. Need some kindling. cooperating. It's so humid out here. Hey, maybe we got it going there. Come on, ignite the box, ignite the box. Get the message. I don't like using accelerant, but I don't like to smell lighter fluid. I'm gonna try it. Just see if it can ignite this other box too. More kindling is required. Let me see. We got no flowing air to help us out. It's very humid out here. I really don't want to use. I want to smell the oak. There we go. That might ignite this box here. Okay. We were able to ignite one of the boxes, so we're gonna get some nice oak scented smoke soon. cooler a bit of a break. We're getting some beautiful oak scent now. Oak smoke. Man. My brother, Captain Palico's Kitchen, by the way. Go to his channel and subscribe. Tomorrow, I'll be live streaming with him. He's going to be making some roasted bone marrow. Yeah. We're going to my parents' homestead and he'll be cooking for us. But my brother introduced me to a whiskey drink that is served with oak smoke in the glass. And I can't explain it, folks, but the scent of oak smoke just gives whiskey. The flavor is incredible. Oh my gosh. And I tried it once, you know, I put a fire pit together, loaded it up with some oak stick, and I even tried it with other adult beverages, other spirits, and there's something about that fragrance that just makes these drinks, oh my god, go from good to absolutely delicious. And of course the ambient of a fireplace, come on. But yeah, he introduced me to the drink. He took me to a restaurant in Universal Studios that actually served the drink at a table. And it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. For me, it's all about the flavor of the drink. I'm not so much concerned with, you know, alcohol by volume or things like that. The flavor needs to be interesting, or else I'm not interested in it. I don't like anything with artificial mixes and syrups and stuff. No. It has to taste good. It has to be natural. It has to smell good. All right. And since these logs are a bit damp, they'll give off a smoke that is better for keeping insects away. All right. I think I can load up the larger log. It's not gonna... 2 Cent Production ask, I am curious as to how you are defining homestead. Well, I wish we could say that we were off-grid. 2 Cent Productions. We're not. It's something we're hoping to achieve in the future. But homestead, meaning we're out in the country and we're engaging in the simplest form of permaculture gardening you could, to try to be as self-sufficient as possible. We have our own water. We got mechanical access to our water. And now we're working on growing the variety of food on the homestead. Right now we got a lot of wild stuff that we've been harvesting and leaving spaces for them to grow, but we're trying to grow more. Now, if you watch tomorrow's live stream, 2 Cent Productions, you're gonna see what a real homestead looks like, because my mom is already producing on my parents' homestead. They're already producing enough surplus. They're giving food away. You know, they're always giving me stuff because they produce more than what they need. So 2 Cent Productions says, I would love to have a much closer version of off-grid. Me too. Again, ultimately, that's what we want. To be as off-grid and as self-sufficient as possible. And between our homestead and my parents' homestead, I think we together can produce everything that we need in case things get really bad. And so I'm grateful that they've moved up to North Florida, so we can collaborate in that way. And it's a blessing to have them up here for more than just that. So really close to my parents. I'm glad that they decided to give North Florida a chance, and when they did, they fell in love with it, and it's like, okay, we're out of here, we're out of Miami, this is our home now. And so keep working towards that off-grid goal, 2 cent productions. It'll be good, and for anyone in your life you want to help, eventually I think it's going to be necessary for people to pull together and help each other out. They're gonna need people like us who are trying to get off grid to kind of lead the way and show them how it's done. So, we are still learners. I know we call ourselves homesteaders, but we are still learners. My mom, on the other hand, who grew up in, you can say, a medieval style farm, truly off-grid ranch and farm in Cuba, up in the mountains of Oriente. She knows how to survive. And her homestead, again, you guys are gonna see tomorrow. Oh, when you said homestead, I was picturing homesteading as in land claiming and building everything yourself. No, we're not that hardcore 2 cents. No, we just found the property that we can do what we need on it. We've come to get to know the land and appreciate what it can do, what it wants to do, and what it doesn't want to do. And you gotta respect that. And once you do, and you let go of all of these notions, it's like, oh, I want tomatoes, or I want potatoes, or I want this and that in a place that doesn't naturally support that. Once you let go of that, you can become really productive. 2 cents production, 2 cents says, I'm a bit old to start over. You don't gotta start over 2 cents, but we used to do, I guess, when we were in Miami, people, I guess what we had going in our backyard was a little food garden. You could have that too. And in fact, I mean, everybody should be growing something. Two Cents Productions, you are closer to a prepper these days. Cool. You're probably more hardcore in growing stuff and canning stuff and fermenting stuff than we are. 2 Cent Productions. Again, Lawrence and I are just starting off. We're learning. But I think it's something that, everyone should go through that process, because I think we're gonna be needed. All right. We are truly blessed to be here. I wish everyone could be a steward of land and try what we're doing. That's what I wish for all of humanity. I really wish that. But we know how 2 cents, we know how lucky we are. Yeah. Colin says, sent you another image. Pity you can't share them as they were born in this stream. Yeah. Yeah, I don't, I'm on a little phone encoder, Colin. But, Colin, that's something we could show off during earworms. What do you think, Lawrence? I think Lawrence is still lurking. Lawrence, do you want to see, we should have Colin's laser gerbil images on earworms on Sunday. That would be fun. All right. I should have put the big log on before the fire got so small, but it's ignited one of the oak sticks, so that will give us a little smoke. Lauren says, okay, Colin. Oh, Colin says, I also posted them on X. We shall look at them after the stream, Colin. We're night owls, so I'm going to see those. I'm going to see your rendition of Laser Gerbil very soon. All right. Speaking, he was killing the vibe, but it looks like we're okay with the laser engraver here. Ooh, we've made some beautiful progress. We have. I want to give you guys a close-up. It really does look nice. Night owls, yeah. Yeah, not compared to you, Colin. Okay, we are like mini night owls, like little tiny hoot owls. You are like the big daddy night owl. Our night owling does not compare anything to your night owling. You've become, you're such a night owl, Colin, that you are a day owl as well. Colin is hardcore night owl. I don't even know what time it is over in the UK where our buddy Colin is, but he's up for this stream. He's hardcore. Let's flip the camera, my friends. Still nice and smoky. Not too much flames, but it's nice and smoky. All right, and let's take a look at these Cessna control engravings. Ooh, we definitely picked the right settings this time. We definitely did. Colin says, nah, I just got a really messed up sleep cycle. Us too, Colin. So we say we might as well embrace it and become night owls. Why are we gonna stress ourselves out if we don't have to? Embrace it and become productive at night. Why not? The borders are a bit uneven, but I think I can tackle that with a wood burner, just by hand. Or if Wendy wants the border to be covered with some gilding, I can do that as well. 2 Cent says, as long as I'm not awake to see 4 o'clock twice in the same day, I'm good. 2 cents per 2 cents. I must admit that sometimes I do see 4 o'clock twice in a day. Yeah, my sleep cycle is crazy, out of hand, bad too. working to rectify it. Two-Cent Productions is asking, are you going to apply any varnish, stain, or sealer after the engraving? Yes, but not stain. And I'll tell you why. Two-Cent Production, Dolphin TV, beautiful engraving on it. I wanted to apply a bit of stain on the engraving, and it was on a box similar to this one, where the lid was made with MDF. And the different parts of the MDF behave completely different to the stain. And so some parts of the box, you know, the stain was very light. Other parts of the lid were very dark. So the stain wasn't applied evenly over the box. And I was like, oh no. And it ruined the engraved image. So for images engraved onto MDF, I will no longer apply any type of stain on them. But I have this warm high gloss polyurethane that I applied to the King Dolphin engraving, and that made the engraving look really, really good. So that's what I'll be using. I shall be using this. Let me show you. It's not a poly stain. It is just it's just a warm gloss polyurethane, and it gives the engravings a really beautiful look. So this is what I'll be using. Yeah, but I learned my lesson. No stain on MDF if you're dealing with an engraving. But that is looking really great. And so what's next for Wendy's box after this engraving? So you notice that the top row, there's only one control on the top row. I designed some F-holes with wings on them, and I'm going to use the laser engraver to carve out those intricate F-holes. So that's what's next for Wendy's box. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to finally be able to move to that part of the process. And so all right. But for this uneven, smoky border there, I'll talk to Wendy. Either I can fix that with what do you call a wood burner, or I can gild it and apply gold trim to the image. Archer's asking, by the way, are the F-holes for acoustic purposes? Well, if I want my cigar box guitars to project acoustically, yeah, you do need F-holes. Oh, not just F-holes, sound holes of any kind, Colin. Now, that's not to say that these cigar box instruments will ever be as resonant or loud as a regular guitar, but if you want them to be, you know, if you want them to be able to be heard acoustically, you need some type of sound holes on them. I like the F-holes because I love the style. I engraved them close to the corners where the box is stiffest. I used the lid of the box as the soundboard, and towards the corners where the stiffest. You want to place your sound holes where the soundboard is the stiffest, where it moves the least. So that's why all of my sound holes happen towards the corners of the lids. Now, acoustically, I can't tell you whether this shape has a bearing on the acoustics? I'm sure that it does, but I can't break down the science. I don't know what the science is. But the more sound holes you have on the box, the louder it will sound, and the more treble frequencies you'll perceive. All right. And in fact, it is those higher frequencies that make it sound louder. Going all Fletcher Munson curve on you guys. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so while that's working over there, we could tackle a bit of the gilding here. Again, I've been working to get the perfect engraving on the Gilded cigar box lids. And I think after 2 experiments that I know what the appropriate setting is for my cat currency image. And so, but in order for me to engrave this box, I gotta seal this in, and I guess we can work on that while Acme laser engraver, working with our superhero laser girls working over there. 2 Cent is asking, if the engraver is able to burn through the lid, how do you prevent it from burning the bottom? Sometimes you don't, 2 Cent Production. It, depending on, I've had it, when it cuts out the F-holes, since the burn is inside the box and no one's gonna see it, it's not a big deal. But yeah, it will burn the bottom of your box. No, it won't burn through it. It's not that powerful of a laser. It won't burn through both the lid and the bottom of the box. It's not that powerful, but it will engrave the inside of your box when it cuts out those F-holes. Yeah, favorite. And you see it does grab the inside of the box a bit, but it's not deep at all. It can't cut through both layers. So I love these Americana style F-holes. Wendy wanted this style on her leather rose box. Yeah, I'm doing a second build for Wendy. I'm so excited. Love these Americana style F-holes. They're so cute. Look at that. Cutie, cutie, cutie. This was a box that was wood burned by my cousin Ozzy. He used to build cigar box guitars. I love these style of F-holes. 2 Cent Production says, good info, thank you. You know what, 2 Cent Production, if you are interested, since you're new to my channel, you may not know, if you're interested in getting started with a laser engraver, if you subscribe to my newsletter, and it's free. I have a free newsletter, and on my website, psycheopera.com. I do have a link in the video description box of this live. If you subscribe to my newsletter and go into the confirmation email that's automatically sent when you subscribe, you access my number 6 and go to number 5. All right? Newsletter number 5 contains a step-by-step tutorial that will help you get started engraving and cutting F-holes into cigar boxes using a budget laser engraver. So if you want to learn how to do all of this, you can go ahead and do that. And also, if you need a recommendation for which budget laser engraver to get, I do have a link to my Acme in the video description box. So that's my shameless plug for the night. That's it. Colin says, despite how the name sounds, I get why they are called F-holes, but is the shape for a specific purpose? I know that there is a long history with string instruments. This shape, Colin, has evolved over time. It went from a circle to a half circle, which then turned to a C, which then turned to C holes, which somehow evolved into S and F holes. How the evolution occurred or how much time it took to get to this design, I don't know. And then you have to consider the F hole design on the viola d'amore, which has a totally different stylization to, it has a totally different style to these. It's very, very intricate and ornate. So, and then we have the rosettes. You look at those sound holes from the past and you think, how did people achieve this without a laser machine? The designs are so crazy intricate. I wouldn't know where to begin to make those intricate shapes by hand. But the sound hole design for Wendy that I made for Wendy are the traditional Stradivarius violin F holes with wings on them. 2 Cent says, I will take a look at your site and newsletter. Again, thank you. Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure, 2 Cent. And if you have any questions after you get through the tutorial and you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help. Archer Collins says, how did they do it without lasers? The same way you get to Carnegie Hall. Practice, 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 my dear. That's true, Colin, but the thing is, I can't even picture the tools they use, like not just the regular Stradivarius F holes, because I know how that's done. I have a scroll saw, but the viola d'amore sound holes and the rosettes on some of the viola da gambas, and on Baroque guitars. Oh my gosh, Colin, how did they do that? Like intricate, small details. I can't even picture the tools they used for that. Again, coming from a doctor of music, but here, so I do not know the history. I'm just a composer. Ask me a theory question, but I can't answer luthier questions. Luthier questions. Everything I know about this is from research, reading, trial and error. This looks about right, engineering. 2 Cent Production says that an old woodworking tools are amazing. I would love to see, I mean, I would love to see a preserved or I lost the word for it. I would love to see an old woodworking shop. One of the Baroque period. Swapper says, I'm off to bed now, folks. Thanks for the company. Have a great eve, all. Thank you, Swappers, for sticking around so long. I really appreciate that. Have a good night, my friend. And if you have a chance, drop in on my stream tomorrow. We shall be roasting some bones and eating some wonderful bone marrow over at my parents' homestead. And playing some music, of course, so. Archer Collins says, night, mate. Cool beans. All right. We were gonna do some gilding. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right. Oh, I'm trying to get you guys back on the tripod. Okay. Lauren says good night, Swappers. Can't wait for the next episode. Oh my gosh, folks. Visit that channel, Star Wars Retold, and listen to the radio drama that's there. You won't regret it. Sylvia, your lovely artist, welcome back, my friend. It's nice to see you. How are you doing, my friend? On this fine, fine evening. I wonder. Oh. All right. So we're gonna seal this guy because we're going to laser engrave our cat currency image. We're gonna try new settings to see if we could get it looking perfect this time. So let's clean this off just a little. I'm glad you're well, Sylvia. I'm glad you caught us this evening. This is such a nice surprise. All right. Edges are looking sharp. It's not a perfect gilding, but it's good enough for our experiments, I think. Okay, we don't want to cause any more tear outs, so we're going to just shake, 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 shake. This is going to be a really resonant box. I shaved so much of the MDF off, it really vibrates. You can feel it when you tap it. We just need the gilding that's there to lay flat. Okay. Now we're going to take some metal sealer and seal it in. This will prevent the metal foil from oxidizing. And then, you know, we can engrave it and then apply polyurethane to it. And the metal sealer will keep the polyurethane from reacting with the metal foil, so it will remain the original color. Sylvia, your lovely artist, says somebody actually said they will make a mug for me, so I'm excited. That sounds really interesting. You have a friend that's a ceramicist, Sylvia. I love ceramics. I wouldn't even call myself an amateur ceramicist, because what I make in my kiln is very simple. Just some small pieces, guitar slides, as you can see. So, but yeah, ceramics are amazing, and I'm glad someone's making you a custom mug. That's beautiful. My cat Frank decided he's gonna pay me a visit. Look, Frank, what are you doing? What's going on, Frank? Now Frank wants pets. Now Frank wants pets. Oh no, that's not good. Let's give Frank some pets, some attention. Let's give Frank some attention. He's a baby. All right, Frank. Me and you. Frank, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Frank? What's going on? Frank may want a snack, folks. That is probably what's going on. He wants food. Frank, come on, Frank. Come on, Frank. Relax, Frank. Sylvia says, and she's talking about her ceramicist friend. She goes by the name of Fox Fan Gaming. She makes mugs for other YouTubers. Interesting. Fox Fan Gaming. Does she have a shop on Etsy? Or Frank is, I think what he really wants is food. Not so much pets, but food. Frank, what is going on, Frank? All right. Our robot over there is making robot-y sound. This is going to make a beautiful, put too much metal sealer on there. There we go. That's gonna, if my engraving, Colin says, I'm going to have to go as well, folks. Night all. Good night, Colin. Thank you for being such a hardcore night owl, my friend. Raymond is here with us, Sylvia. Take a look at what's happening with the laser engraver right now. We're just admiring this lustrous cigar box lid.